What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to say happy Labor Day. I hope you guys had a good and safe weekend, and if you went fishing, I hope you slayed a lot of fish. I just wanted to come on here real quick to mention this Texas Bass Holes free fishing tournament that we're gonna have on September 25th. And remember, it's free, September 25th. Check it out. So, it's going to be held in Fort Worth. The tournament's absolutely free. There's going to be a kids competition as well. So, the kids competition is going to be for kids 13 and under. But the regular competition is ages 1 to 100. So if you have a child that's competing in the kids tournament and he gets a bass, he or she catches a bass, they can use that bass towards the big tournament. So the kids tournament's probably gonna last an hour for check-in, and then the adult tournament's gonna be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Everybody starts at the same time, even the kids tournament. It will be 3-man teams, up to 3 men on a team, or women, whatever. 3 persons on a team. You can run solos, you can run duos, or you can run trios. That's up to you. You don't have to fish with anybody at all. You can be a 1-man team. The prizes do include trophies, and a free kayak for first, second, and third place winners. The first, second, and third place winners will not only get a trophy, but they will also get a kayak. And this right here is what the second place trophy looks like. So these trophies come with a kayak. This is second place. First place, of course, is a lot bigger than this. And third place is a little smaller. But each one of these trophies comes with a kayak, and it's gonna be held here in Fort Worth, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is bank fishing only, ages 1 to 100. The rules are simple. Just show up and sign in. Show up and sign in. You don't have to sign in before. We're gonna give you a number that you're going to use. We're going to put that number on your hand, and that will be the number you're going to use to take a picture of the fish that you catch. It's going to be catch and release only. It's going to be on the Trinity only. We are going to have people following you, some of you, around to see, just to kind of monitor everything and make sure no one's cheating. Remember, this competition is for everybody, ages 1 to 100. So if you're a grown person and you have to cheat to beat children, I feel sorry for you. And if we find out you're cheating, you will be banned from competing in any Texas Bass Holes tournament again for the rest of your life. Your boundaries will be anywhere in the Trinity River, inside 820 basically. 820 goes all the way around Fort Worth. And inside those boundaries, Trinity River runs up and this way and that way and this way and that way. There's 100 miles or more of Trinity River in Fort Worth that you can fish. We will have a map there. That map will show you the paved areas that you can go fish in case you have children and you don't want to have them, or if you just don't want to, you want to go somewhere easy where the river's easily accessible. We'll have a map there to show you which parts of the river in the city are easy to access. The parking lot we're meeting at it's right next to Harmon Field Park. And that's pretty close to Top Golf. It's a giant parking lot close to Top Golf. It's Harmon Field Park. You'll see the parking lot next to Harmon Field Park. It's big enough to hold probably 300 or 400 cars. And you'll also see a sign that says Harmon Field Park. It points into the parking lot. and that's where we're gonna meet. We're gonna start signing people in as early as 7 o'clock or 7:30. The tournament doesn't start till 9, but we will start signing people in as early as we can because we expect a lot of people. We're probably gonna make history with this tournament. We're going to give hundreds of dollars in prizes and giveaways in a raffle. We're gonna do raffles. Everybody gets entered into that raffle. If you show up and you sign in, that number that you have on your that we put on your hand will enter you automatically into this raffle. So all the raffles that we do, you will be included in, except the children's raffles. Those are for kids. And so, what else? All you need is a measuring tape. If you don't have some kind of tape board, fishing board, measuring board for fish, all you need is a tape measure. And any tape measure will do, as long as it's legible. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can go to the dollar store and grab one. So any tape measure will do. We are going to go over a bunch of details. It is bank fishing only again. We're going to go over a lot more details when you guys show up at the tournament. But any tape measure will do. You will need that number that we give you. You will have to get that number when you take a picture, for example. Say this is the number. It is going to have to be in the picture with that fish that you catch. You take a picture measuring it. We are going to have 10 or 15 people checking people in, looking at pics. And like I said, even if we think you're cheating, if we find out that you went somewhere else other than Trinity, you will be banned for life from fishing any of our tournaments. These tournaments are meant to be fun. They're meant to give people the opportunity to fish these tourneys and have fun while gaining some competitive edge experience with other anglers. All the anglers in these tournaments are from different levels of fishing. Some are veterans, some are beginners, some have been doing it a while, some haven't. Some just started, and we're learning. Everybody's learning from each other. So keep that in mind. And also, for you adults, be mentors and show these kids out there that you can be in a competitive environment and have a lot of fun. Our tournament last year was a lot of fun. And remember, these kayaks, we buy them and find funding for these tournaments so we can get these prizes for you guys to encourage you to come outdoors with your family and have fun and compete in these fishing events. After this tournament, we're going to go to Houston, and we're going to have a tournament in Houston. We're hoping to have a big one down there as well. And then after the Houston tournament, we're going to have a tournament every single month from now on. Whether it's here, whether it's Houston, whether it's Austin, whether it's Bryan College Station, who knows? We may have a tournament going on in every city at the same time. It just depends on who we have down there. But it's a possibility that we can have 2 or 3 cities having a competition in one weekend at the same time, or in the same month. Let's see what else. Like I said, there's going to be kids tournament. That kids tournament's going to be 13 and under. Their tournament's going to last and it is bass fishing only, but the children's tournament for ages 13 and under will be allowed to catch any fish at all. Catfish, bluegill, bass. We'll add up the score. We'll measure them and add up their score for whatever 3 fish they catch. The main tournament for everybody else will be bass only. Your biggest 3 fish. Bass fishing only, bank fishing only. Show up and you will sign in. The rules are simple, but we will go over them again. Please, and I can't stress this enough. Please be respectful. There's going to be women and children out there. Not to mention for your fellow anglers, regardless of who they are or where they come from. Be respectful, be mindful. Make sure you don't leave any trash. We're going to clean up the parking lot anyway, if there's any trash out there. Be careful. Always look where you're going, because these parking lots will be full of people. So when you're going to park your car, make sure you're being careful. What else? Just remember, it's going to be Harmon Field Park in Fort Worth. There is a parking lot next to Harmon Field Park that's pretty close to Top Golf, and that's where we're going to be. Again, it's in Fort Worth, and it's bank fishing only, and it is free. It is a free competition. You have absolutely nothing to lose. So if you have never fished a tournament before, our tournaments are the tournaments that you should be fishing, because you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You know, and if you don't win, you're gonna gain experience so that you can start hitting these other tournaments up and taking their money. And tell them Texas Bass Hole sent you. So with that being said, big shout out to Tackle Bag Team, who have been supporting us since day one. Tackle Bag Team TV. They have been supporting us since day one. In case you don't know who they are, Alex Garza is the guy the founder and creator of Tackle Bag Team. Him and his buddies out there, Raymond, and Raymond helps him run it, and there's some other guys that help him, but that help as well, that help them run it. But Tackle Bag Team are big supporters and have been to our tournaments since the very first tournament that we had. They have been to every single one. They have not missed one single tournament. And here we are, 2.5 years in running, and with almost 19,000 members on Facebook. So I can't be more proud of. We're growing and growing and growing, adding almost 1,000 members a month. We're the fastest growing fishing community in the nation right now. And we hold the biggest freshwater bank fishing competitions in the country. No one else does them bigger than we do. And you might say, oh yeah, that's because your tournaments are free. Yeah, you're right. You know why? Because we love doing stuff for the community. We love getting people outdoors. So that's why we do what we do. That's why we get sponsored. And that's why people love us. Because we care about you. We're not worried about what's going into our pockets. We want you to have a good time. We love to see people out there having fun, bringing their families out. We love to show people how to fish, show people how to get on fish. And we like to learn from you as well. I'm by far not any professional at all. There's nothing that I haven't learned that I didn't learn from you guys. I've learned a lot this year, mainly from people in my Facebook group or on my TikTok. I'm always taking criticism, like positive criticism, or even negative stuff. I'll take it in stride and walk with it, and I'll try to learn from it. Sometimes my setups that I use aren't what everybody else throws, but it works for me. So as long as it's working for me, that's what I'm gonna do. And you should do the same. Find something that you know how to work and that works for you, and then use that. And I don't care if you're fishing with a Shimano bait casting combo or a Zebco 33. Those fish don't know what kind of rod you're using. They don't know if your rod costs $1,000 or $10 at Walmart. This is anybody's game. Anybody can win these tournaments. And it's usually amateurs or someone who just started learning how to fish. for bass who win these tournaments. It's the luck of the draw. Sure, a lot of experienced anglers are out there, but you know what? It's not always their time. I mean, you can go out there and have all the experience in the world, but if there's no fish where you're throwing, you're not gonna catch anything. You know, it may be your first time fishing the Trinity, and you just happen to throw your bait in front of a 10-pound bass. You know, and bam, you got yourself a 10-pound bass. I mean, we're not going by weight, but you may set a record for the Trinity. So anyways, with that being said, this is anybody's game. I can't wait to see you all out there. September 25th. It's going to be a big day. Come out there and be a part of the largest bank freshwater. And I say freshwater because with saltwater, you have 1,000 miles of beach. And they have some pretty big bank fishing competitions. But the largest freshwater bank fishing competition in the country. That's how we're going to do it. Be a part of it. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department will be there. They are great supporters of our community and our events because we get people out and try to encourage people and families to come outdoors and fish with their families and friends. And we give you the opportunity to come out there and have fun and give you kind of an incentive to be there. There will be some vendors selling baits. Arto from our Artificial Baits, they'll be out there. Arto Brian will be out there. He's got some really, really, really good baits, and his crawls and soft plastics are basically all I throw as trailers. As I use them as my trailers, I use them as Texas rigs, on jig heads, on shaky heads. I mean, I basically use his plastics for everything. I mean, I can throw one of his crawls and get hit on it 8 times, and it's still gonna be going strong, as opposed to all these other plastics that get destroyed after 2 hits. Also, Whiskey Branch Lures. You've heard me talk about them in some of my videos. They have been sending me jigs, and they're coming from Houston, and I have been slaying with their jigs. And I'm also gonna put some of their jigs, some packages for you guys inside these giveaways, and it'll have their information as well as Arto, but they will both be there selling baits. And also Whiskey Branch Lures has also offered an incentive. If somebody catches the big bass on their lure or on their jig, then they will also give you a $100 bonus for catching the big bass on their jig. With that being said, the big bass pot is probably going to be between $2,000 and $4,000. So cash. So I suggest you get out there. Texas Bass Holes, baby. Let's do this. September 25th. Don't forget. Let's do it.